the Dolphins dropped the 70 spot. They gave him a 50 nugget and a 20 on the and a 20 for free. 70 points, something I never thought I would see in an NFL game. And the Dolphins had an opportunity to kick a field goal, a 45, 46-yard field goal for the NFL record. Should Miami have gone for the record? Consider the NFL is 103, 104 years of age. You would have scored.
You know what? I think I would have. But I think I think Mike McDaniels, he made a statement. Mike McDaniels made a statement. That offense made a statement for all the Tua doubters, for all the offensive doubters on all the shenanigans they had to say about Tua and had to say about the offense or that team in general. The statement was made today. Would they be able to keep up with this? And the funny thing about it is the fact that they put up a 70 ball. I'm going to call it a 70 ball. They put up a 70 ball today. And you and I, not too long ago, we just talked about where you said how recent or how often does it happen that you have a 300-yard passer and a 200-yard rusher. And not only
they have a 150-yard receiver.
And not only did it happen, guess whose team it happened against? Guess whose team? Let's ride, Bronco. What? Country Nation?
But you're a Bronco country.
Yeah. No country for old men. That's what it is.
The difference between you and I, I've never been under the illusion that the Broncos were Super Bowl contenders, that the Broncos were division winners. See, now, if Cincinnati were to get beat, what are the expectations for Cincinnati?
Oh, see, the expectations for Cincinnati are out that roof because that's what we've consistently shown for the past 3 years. I understand where you're going with that.
I ain't got no, see, you see how I am? You see how free I'm going?
Yeah,
I ain't got no expectations.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
see,
I got you. But
me
wait a
being
minute. You got to have expectations. You know why you got to have expectations? But you had someone that came in there with the Thor hammer coming down by the name of, what's the head coach name again? Sean Payton. He came in with Thor's hammer. This is how it's going to be. Nah, listen, Russell, that's not the way we're going to do things. You're going to do things my way. You're not going to do it how you've done it in the past. And what happened? You can't talk to me. Who's that fault? Because it showed when Russell Wilson fault. Who y'all going to blame? Russell don't play defense.
Here's the thing, Ocho. When you get 70s hung on you, that's telling you your entire organization from top to bottom isn't good enough. The person that picks the talent, the people that coach the talent itself isn't good enough. Because you got to think about it. Okay, Russell got an opportunity to score too. It's not like one team get to score 70 and you can only score 20. Russell could have gone out there and scored 70 also.
I mean, wait a minute.
Go ahead.
The Broncos put up points now.
20.
The Broncos put up points.
20.
Man, you know what? Maybe not to this. The game has evolved and the game has changed. If you score 20 all day, you should win the game.
Yeah. But they allowed
you
to play
20 all day,
defense.
you should win the
you
game.
was hoping to get you could hope, defense scored, we scored 20, defense is going to do this. Now, with the spread open, it's basketball on grass.
Right.
20 points, come on, man.
You're right.
But the thing is, look, we know what Miami possessed. See, I've never doubted Tua. The only concern should have been about Tua. Can he stay healthy?
Yeah.
That's the thing, Ocho, because seemingly every time he gets sacked, he hurt his knee, he hurt his ankle, or he hits his head on the turf, and then he has a concussion and he misses a game, or they bring him back in the game and it's lingering and he misses more time. He's shown that when given an opportunity to stay healthy, protected in the pocket, he can distribute the football.
Listen, his job is so easy.
Yes.
One of the things that people need to understand when it comes to coaches, when it comes to offensive coordinators, your job becomes extremely easy based on the personnel and the chess pieces you have to work with.
Yes.
What you have to work with. You know how they say players get coaches fired?
Yeah.
These are the kind of players or a team assembled in this manner that get coaches pay raises.
Yes. Well, it get coordinators head coaching jobs. So the offensive coordinator is now all of a sudden going to get a job. The receiver coach is going to become an offensive coordinator because you see the numbers that they're starting to put up. It was kind of like when Green Bay had Brett Favre. Look at all the coaches, the Mariucci's, the Andy Reid's, the Mike Holmgrens, all those guys. Even some of the defensive coordinators ended up getting jobs. Ray Lewis. Look at all the defensive people staff. From the Rex Ryan to the Mike Singletaries to the who else? Jack Del Rio, Marvin Lewis, Mike Smith, Mike Nolan.
Listen, it's just like Oprah. You get a job. You get a job. You get a job. Everybody gets the opportunity. So this is a great thing. This is a great thing for the Dolphins. But what do the Broncos go from here? What do the Broncos do from here? I'm asking you. This is a great question. I'm really not one that really asks the questions here. But what do the Broncos do from here?
Well, they don't have any choice. This is the roster that you have. This is the coaches. This is the team that you have. The Penner and the Walton family has spent an enormous sum of money. Money is not the issue. They purchased this team 2 years ago, and they gave Russell Wilson money when they didn't have to. They gave Sean Payton $18 to $20 million to turn this thing around. Well, damn it, turn it around. Now, it's going to take some time because this tells me the talent that they have is not good enough, Ocho. It's just you don't give up 70 points. You don't give up 70 points in an NFL game. 70 points is the most points since 1966. I was born in 68. I'm 55.
Yeah.
You weren't even thought of in 66. You were born in 78.
I was born in 68.
You were born in 78. As a matter of fact, you probably hold on. I'm thinking you probably born in 80.
I was born in 68, man, at Jackson Memorial Hospital at 308.
Well, you can say whatever you want to say. First of all, we both know you weren't born in no 68. So think about that. So that's what it tells me.
Right.
And see, me, I would have kicked the field goal because I do you a favor. See, when I beat you by a lot of points, Ocho, I tell you, your players aren't good enough. Your staff isn't good enough. See, if I beat you, if I kick a walk-off field goal, you actually think you had a chance. If I beat you by a touchdown, you say I got a chance. When I drop a 70 piece on you, that lets you know now ownership is looking at everything from top to bottom.
Top to bottom.
Are they getting coached properly? Are they getting trained properly? Are they eating properly? Do we have the right personnel to do what's being asked of them? There's a lot more questions than answers.
The funny thing about it is what I want people to remember, that this is still the NFL. This is still the best of the best. This is still the 1% in the world that are playing at the highest level.
Yes.
The one thing I enjoy and love about the NFL is week to week, you can probably try to dictate games and who's going to win, but it's a toss-up every weekend outside of maybe 2 or 3 teams that will really dominate throughout an entire season and sometimes stumble up and lose, which happened to another team that we're going to get on. We're going to get on later on in the show. But the Broncos are not as bad as what they displayed.
Yes, they are. How about this here? I'm going to give you a stat, Ocho, and you tell me.
Come on now.
Okay, I'm going to give you a stat.
Not that bad.
In their last 3 road games with 3 different head coaches, they've been outscored 148 to 58. 3 different head coaches, 3 road games. Now you tell me, go.
You know what? Sometimes numbers don't always tell the whole story.
Oh, the numbers tell the story. So if you got if I got 25 million in my bank account, you got $0. What the numbers tell you? I got 25 in my bank account, you got 0. So what's the number?
That's a lot.
Exactly.
That's a lot.
148, 3 different head coaches. Last 3 road games. Now you tell me.
You know what? I'm sitting here. I'm digging real.
I know you are.
I'm looking for a positive in a way to twist it.
I anticipate.
I'm looking for one. I'm trying to find it. It's very difficult.
I anticipated you was going to say what's the problem. So now I got to be able to counter your question. Ocho, 70 points in an NFL game. Let that sink in. You just told me this is the best of the best. This isn't Alabama against a D2 or an FCS or a Division III team. This is supposed to be the top 1%ers.
It is, but remember, at times you have games like this. Maybe games like this where you don't get 70 hung on you, but you have 50 points, 55. Sometimes you have 60-point games.
Thank you. But it doesn't happen. Think about it.
It doesn't happen.
Me personally,
it won't happen again for a while.
Let me ask you
a game like this won't happen.
Have you ever scored in your career? You played how many years? You played 12, 13?
Yes, sir. 12.
How many times did y'all score 50 points in your 13-year career?
I think 45 is the most we scored. No,
hold
50,
on, no.
50.
You scored 50. Okay.
Yeah. Against Cleveland.
I scored in my 14 years, the most I've ever scored is 48. They got 70.
Yeah.
And they had an opportunity for a field goal to score the most points in the 103, 104-year history of the NFL. So don't tell me that happens often, because in 140 years, there's only been a handful of times, maybe one hand, that a team has scored 70. So that doesn't happen often, Ocho.
But that's why I said it doesn't happen. I said it doesn't happen that often. That's why you won't probably see that from the Broncos defense again. That's why I said it doesn't happen often, because they are the best of the best. And what they're going to do is they're going to go back to the drawing board. They're going to make the necessary changes, see what went wrong, change what they need to do defensively. Because again, how many times throughout a 17-game season are you facing the offense with Tyreek Hill?
No, that doesn't happen.
How many times are you facing a team with the speed of Robbie Anderson, Chosen Anderson, who comes in and goes for 69? They have a 4x1 team that can compete almost in the Olympics against any country outside of Jamaica and the USA. That's the kind of speed we talking about and dealing with. Speed kills, and the Dolphins showed that today.
Now, the last three, they had 3 road games. They've outscored 148-58. Only one of those games with the Dolphins. So the other 2 in which they've given up 78 points, what happened in that?
Don't do me like that, because you stumping me like the Schwab right now. Don't
because what I'm trying to tell you is that coaching is not is not where it needs to be. The personnel is not where it needs to be. Whoever put this team together and put the last couple of teams together is not good enough. And it's okay to let me ask you a question, Ocho. How many times do you got to go to a restaurant, get horrible service, and the food doesn't taste good before you realize, you know what? I need to stop bringing my ass to this restaurant because it's not for me. So how many times do the Broncos got to keep trotting teams out there and getting blown out before we realize this ain't what it needs to be?
You make the necessary adjustments. The personnel, you have the best of the best on that defense. You have the best of the best. Understand?
You got Pat Surtain.
Oh, that boy.
He can only cover one. Boy. Look, they got some okay pieces, but they can't consistently get to the quarterback. And when you don't get to the quarterback, unless you're Deion Sanders, you're not gonna hold up out there. The guys are too good. Because the reason why corner is so hard, Ocho, is because I'm asking you to do everything that a wide receiver does, but I'm asking you to do it backwards.
Oh yeah.
You see, people. I know this is before your time. Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire.
I remember Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire.
Okay, think this out. She had the hardest job because she had to mimic every move he did backwards, and she had to do it in heels and a dress. So her job was magnified.
Right.
So I'm asking DBs to do everything a wide receiver does, but do it backwards without the knowledge. At least they choreographed it. She could rehearse. I can't rehearse what that receiver is going to do because I don't know. I might have an idea, but I don't know 100%. For me, when I looked at the Broncos and I watched a large chunk of this game until I just couldn't stomach it anymore, they aren't talented enough to compete with the teams that they need to beat. It's really that simple. And I know the Penners. I know the Waltons. I've talked to them. This is unacceptable to them. When you're the Walmart family and you're one of the biggest empires, losing is not in their vocabulary.
Yeah, but this is a different ball game. This is a different area that they're in. You might be able to win in business, but building a team and building a championship caliber winning team is completely different. That might be territory that you're unfamiliar with.
Let me ask you a question.
It's going to take time. You just said it's going to take time before we even started.
Time?
You just said that. Yeah, you said it's going to take time.
Let me ask you a question. So what person going to give Ochocinco $18-20 million and say, take your time and fixing it?
Well, if you're giving Ocho $18-20 million, you already know what you're getting when you pay me. You ain't gonna have to wait for me. I'm gonna deliver like Amazon.
I tell you what, this is how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna break it down for you. Your little smart car, it got some things, and you pay a guy $5,000. He said it's gonna take some time. You say how much time? I don't know, but it's gonna take time. Nah, bro. Hey, see,
ain't gonna work. Now when you say it like that, that's understandable. But listen, the way the NFL works in general, there are 53 players on the roster.
Right.
There's only so much you can do. You really can't make any specific moves right now. We in week 3.
Oh, you stuck. You stuck.
Yeah, you stuck.
There's nobody in the
exactly. There's no time. You can't hit the panic button because we got what 14 more games. You got 14 more games to go.
Yeah.
You go back to the drawing board and you do what you got to do, and you do what you do best.
Right.
You do what you do best, and you got to work with what you got. When you play cards, I don't even gamble like that. But when you play poker and you get your hand, what you got to do with that hand? When you play spades, what you got to do with that hand?
Looking at the Broncos' hand, I wish they could fold it. You ain't got to play it. Hey, they deal you them 2 cards. Sometimes they just go ahead and fold a hand. And if I'm playing spades, if I ain't got no spades, I throw my card. I throw my hand in. I ain't playing. But you got face cards. The name of the game is spades, and I ain't got any.
Right.
Unfortunately, in this situation, you're absolutely correct. There's nobody on the street that can help the Broncos out of this situation. All the help that they're going to get is within that locker room and those coaches. The coaches are going to have – you got to understand, Ocho, you've never been beaten like that. I've never been beaten like that. You got a 70 spot hung on you. Now, how does a coach come in front of you, stand on an apple crate or a cooler, and look you in your face and say, hey, guys, that was a tough one. We took that on the chin, but, hey, come in and bounce back. It's already hard when you lose by 10 or 14. Can you imagine losing by 50?
Yeah.
You got beat by 50.
But we in week 3. So there is time. There's plenty of time. And don't do this. Don't do this to me either. Now, there's plenty of time to turn this ship around. There's plenty of time to turn this ship around.
Ocho, think about it. A lot of times a team.
We in week 3
but I'm telling you. But a lot of times you go through the whole season. And when you accumulate, when you add up the points you scored versus the points that you give up, it might not be 70. They gave up 70 in a game with 8 minutes to go. Theoretically, the Dolphins could have got a couple more touchdowns if they had not taken their foot off the gas.
They could have, but listen, them dudes in that locker room, I guarantee you this. Not only are they playing for the Broncos organization, like you putting your film, your name is on the back of them jerseys. Your name is on the back of them jerseys. So them boys definitely ain't finna lay down and ain't finna let nothing like that happen again. Because then then you become what happens when it's time for you to move on from the Broncos and you are part of that team that got 70 hung on you. No, they not going for that. They're not going for that because that's gonna stay with you forever.
Oh, that's no.
Stay with you forever. Oh, you was part of that Broncos team or that Broncos defense?
Yeah.
That got 70 hung on them. Let me turn the film on. Can I use you? Can you help my team?
Ocho,
that's part of your resume.
Ocho, you do realize that the losses linger longer than the wins. A loss hurts more than gratification in a win ever could. Because I won 3 Super Bowls after we lost to the Jags in the divisional round. And that loss still haunts me more, than any satisfaction I got from a win. They got their work cut out for me to get over this. Because think about it, Ocho. What's your most lopsided loss?
Lopsided?
Let's just say you lost. Let's just say you lost 40-10.
Right.
Ocho, they got beat by 50.
Yeah.
A 7 in an NFL game. That's a Madden score. I see people score 70 in Madden.
Wait, it's hard to score 70 in Madden unless you're playing on rookie mode. Now, if you're playing on rookie mode, you could put up 70. You playing on all Madden, you ain't putting what we saw today. This is for the people. I'm a gamer. I play Madden. Okay. I'm a gamer, and I'm telling you now, if you are really good at the game, you might get 24 points or 28 if you're playing against somebody that is equally as good as you. Putting up a 70 ball, maybe if you're 5 years old, 2 little kids playing, then you put up 70. But ain't nobody putting up no 70 in no Madden game.
So in other words, so what Ocho just told you, ladies and gentlemen, the Broncos was on rookie mode. That's what you just said. The Broncos was on rookie mode. They got a 70-piece put on them.
Yeah, it was for me. It was. I felt bad for Sean Payton, for Russell Wilson, for Pat Surtain.
I feel bad for the Broncos fans.
My nephew out there. Listen, all them boys. But I'm telling you, what's gonna happen is they're gonna turn around. They got plenty of time because you can't lay down. You can't lay down. You playing for more.
Well, I hope they get up because they laid down today. No, I need him to get up. I need him to get up now.
I'm telling you, you play ball. You know what it feel like to lose like that. Maybe by not that much, but they coming out swinging next week. Okay. You know they coming out swinging next week. I don't know if they're gonna connect, but they're gonna swing.
Go down swinging.
Yeah. Oh yeah.